All right, welcome back. Region 2 Media Day. We got the Bingham Miners who are looking good in their film room right now. We got Coach Josh Johnson and a few of his star players. We'll talk to all of them, but let's start with Coach. Coach, give me a state of the program going into, let's see, going into your third year. Is that right? With the Bingham
Yep.
Miners? I know you're an alum and stuff, but tell me about your excitement for this group this year, season just a couple months away.
Yeah, super excited. Had a great off season. Probably one of the. I've been here for 22 years coaching, and this will be my 22nd season, third as the head coach, and this is one of the best off seasons I think we've had. Just as far as culture, how we work in the weight room, the buy-in from the kids, team chemistry, leadership. These guys are kind of firing off on all cylinders. So we're really optimistic. We like our guys. We like our team. Feel like we got a really good staff. Put these guys in the right position to succeed. So we're excited.
What's an aspect of the game that last year you were really pleased in how you guys performed? And then I'll ask you about one you want to maybe improve on a little bit this year.
Yeah. I thought, we from where we were 2 years ago, I think our team chemistry and just our culture really improved last year. Was probably our biggest thing. Execution was something that we really needed to step up on from last year to this year. We got hit with a bunch of injuries last year.
Ah,
Probably played six different quarterbacks. Obviously, that didn't help, but the just execution, missed assignments, and things that we really got to clean up.
how many guys, how many starters you have back on offense and on defense?
We got a good number. We probably got about 50% on each side,
Okay.
so about six on each side.
Okay, cool. Um, and then let's see, maybe I'll just have the players, coach, I'll come back and we'll kind of do some more evaluation of each unit of the team this year. But let's start. I'm gonna have the players kind of talk about each other. Cash, I'm gonna have you start and tell me about Tusi, your teammate. Just kind of give us a behind the scenes. What's he like? What does he bring to the team? What do you admire about him as a football player?
Yeah, he's a great football player. Love hanging out in the weight room. Like, lifts heavy. He's a great guy. Good leader on the team too. Both like vocally and like by example. Just good in school. Like overall, great guy.
Excellent. Very good testimony there. Let's go, Tusi. Tell us about Monson.
Uh, it's one of our biggest leaders in our like everything that we do, and he's just super fun to be around. He makes practice like really live, a lot of energy. Yeah.
Awesome. Well done. And then Monson, let's go back to Cash. What's he like as a teammate?
Cash is good. He helps me a lot, leading the defensive side of the ball. He works hard, doesn't say much, but he's gonna bring it every Friday. So yeah.
Excellent. Um, Coach, let's go through a couple of these. I'll have the players comment too, but let's start with the offensive line this year and just give me kind of a bird's eye on what's that looking like for the Miners.
Yeah, we really like where we're at up front. We return Samson Tongalai, who had a great year for us last year. Really big, physical guard, can play center. Just picked up a Southern Utah offer. He can really play. Um, Elias is a returning tackle for us. He's got 4 or 5 offers. Had a great season for us last year. Those two are our leaders, both just as a team and up front. So we got both those guys, and then we got Graham Wilson, Sione Afamui, Lotu Dune. Um, we got Jaden. We got a bunch of guys coming up behind them that are
Wow.
pushing them that'll fill in a lot of those spots really well. We also have a few of our D linemen that uh, kind of the heart of our team too, but they don't like hearing it, but they're really good O linemen too. So they might find their way over there a little bit as well. But yeah, we really like where we're at in the trenches for sure.
Okay, excellent. And then who wants to tell me about the receiving core? Any of the players want to paint a picture for me there?
Yeah, I can. Now we got a good set of receivers this year. We got some young guys coming up that are gonna play a big role, but we got three seniors that are gonna that kind of lead it and just kind of show out. Like they've been showing out sevens. Me, Alex, and Beckham been playing hard. Came a little late, me and Alex, but we got it dialed and we'll be good this year.
Okay, excellent. What about running back, coach?
Yeah, I really like our running back room. 2C offensively returns our most production, both as a slot and as a running back. But him and Pyatovo are two great running backs. They're really good on third down, good in pass protection, also run the ball really well, know the system. Two of our leaders for sure. So those are our two main guys that'll be carrying the ball for us this year. And we also have Christian Snyder, another senior, that'll be right in there with them. So those are all three seniors, which will be great to have three senior running backs
Yeah.
that they can all play too. Christian was a little banged up last year, but and Pio was a little bit as well, but all of them are really good players, led by Tubes for sure.
Awesome. And then just a little bit on the quarterback situation right now, coach.
Yeah, so we have three guys just battling for the job right now. So we got Mackay Spite, we got Knox Dawson, and Max Childs. All three just battling. So we're giving each one of them a 7-on-7 tournament to go to. Knox went to the Ute Shoot on Saturday, and I think our offense in 7-8 games only didn't score 3 times.
Wow.
So our receiver core, Cash talked about it, but his quarterback play was lights out. So we're super excited with that room. I think the best the quarterback room that we've had here in a long time.
Wow. Okay, that's a good luxury to have. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go to the defensive line. Coach or one of the players want to tell me a little bit about that unit this year?
Oh yeah, our defensive line, they're doing really good. A lot of them are returning, and a lot of them were starting last year. They're still young, but they work hard to get the job done. And I know they're gonna be even better this season compared to last season. So yeah, I'm excited.
And coach, you said one of the strengths of the team was the D line, and does that extend to the linebackers and just kind of the defensive front this year, despite maybe some youth there?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, two of those kids were playing last year for us as freshmen, two D linemen. And so you don't get that very often, especially in 6A football. Have freshman D linemen, get meaningful reps. And
Yeah.
also really, really all of them. Basically our whole D line's back from last year. We added some other young guys that are been getting in there, getting a good rotation. Obviously, Starlo Tulele is our D line coach, and he's doing a great job with those guys, just getting them ready, both mentally and physically, and ready for battle. So it's a great group. Linebacker core, obviously, Monson's going to lead that charge, and we got some other guys working in there with him, but obviously him being in the middle is a huge blanket for us. He can go sideline to sideline. He can fill any hole. He's just going to make pretty much any play on the field. So having him in there and whoever it is next to him, it'll be it's just a huge comfort for sure.
And then the last one is just what's the strength of the secondary? Maybe a kid or two who's going to be a playmaker there for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now we got Jaden Cumpy who's returning, who played for us last year. Got banged up a little bit. Cooper Johnson, Cash Johnson, Rock Norris, Cash will play some DB as well. He'll be kind of bouncing back and forth on both sides. But we got a lot of young guys, but a lot of really good players back there that'll go make plays for sure. So
Awesome. Great. That is great insight about the roster. Now we're going to go rapid fire real quick. Cash, just first guy on the roster. This helps us learn about guys that aren't here today. First guy that pops into your mind. Who's the toughest guy for you to beat in a 40-yard dash on this year's roster?
Probably Chance Marty.
And what position does he play?
Plays receiver.
Okay.
Oh. Lights went out.
All good. We'll keep going because we got audio still. Let's do Monson, who's the toughest guy for you to outlift in the weight room this year? Like who's squatting the most or whatever lift?
I would say Samson Tongale, uh, our offensive guard. You know, that dude's
Offensive
pretty
guard.
strong. So yeah.
Okay, excellent. And then let's see, 2C. Who's a kid, maybe somebody who's not here, who's like the most coach on the field, smart, knows the game, and it's like, oh, this guy's got it figured out here that impresses you.
So, I'll probably have to say Knox Dawson. He helps me a lot. Like anytime I'm confused on some of the plays, he makes it really easy to understand what's going on all the time.
And remind what position's he?
Quarterback.
Oh yeah, okay. Um, let's do Cash, who puts the most effort into looking good on Friday nights in their uniform?
Shoot.
It might be you. I don't know.
I don't know if it's me. Say maybe Jaden. Jaden likes to do all that stuff, like set up all the drip, I guess.
Okay, nice. What's his last name?
Cumbie.
Okay. Monson, who's the guy you least want to face in like an Oklahoma drill or a hitting drill? I know you ain't afraid of anybody, but
Um, so probably Elias Bingham. He's a big dude. So I don't know that. Yeah.
okay, cool. And then coach, you might be the guy to answer this one because you've been at Bingham for so long. Does Bingham have like a super fan? You know the Ohio State super fan with the pads and the face paint and that stuff? Does Bingham have like a guy who's been coming to games for 50 years, or maybe a parent or a student in the student section who leads the cheers or something like that?
Well, we had one for a long time, but if you used to go to our games and you knew Calasita Longi, I'll tell you that. So um, she obviously is. I think she's on a mission now and doing great things. But man, when Calasita was in the stands, I mean, I this is just a story. We were up at Rice Eccles. We just won. We were about to win a state championship, and somehow halfway through the fourth quarter, I'm standing on the sideline, and somehow Calasita is standing right next to me with the flag. I don't know how. I don't know how she got down there. I don't know, how, but no, she just did whatever she wanted. She was loud. She was enthusiastic. She just cheering our team and her boys on, and it was. There's probably no bigger Bingham super fan than Calasita, but.
Amazing. That's a great answer. Not a lot of programs in the country that you can look at their film room or meeting room and have all of those jerseys behind them. Thank you so much, Coach, for making time for us.
Thank you.
We'll be rooting for you all year long. I'm trying to make sure I got to everything I wanted to. I think I did. Oh, week one. Just give me a brief. Remind me who you play and your excitement for that matchup.
Yeah, we play Farmington week one at Farmington. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, good matchup, good team. Great coach, great culture. David's a good guy, and look forward to playing him. So it'll be a good test for us. So
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Coach Josh Johnson and the Bingham Miners here with us on Region 2 Football Media Day here on The Rush. Thank you guys so much. Good luck this year, and we'll be in touch over the next few months.
all right, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. This interview is brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Trust the boys that sell GE and Samsung at AWP. They've been supporting Region 9 athletes for over 25 years at AWP. Welcome back. It's The Rush, Region 2 Football Media Day. Thanks for being with us. We got the Cedar Valley Aviators here, Coach Cody Gardner, going into his first season with Cedar Valley. Coach, thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing your players. Let's start with you. Let's go back to the hiring process and your decision to take over Cedar Valley and why you're excited for this opportunity.
Yeah, I spent the last 4 seasons at Corner Canyon when Coach Care got that amazing opportunity to go up to Weber. Kind of went around looking for different opportunities. Got reached out to by a few of the people in this community. Administration and stuff wanted to talk about the possibility coming out here. It's not like it's on the other side of the moon, but Eagle Mountain's pretty far out west, relatively. I'm not from Utah. So I had a little bit of knowledge, but not a ton of in-depth or details about the community, about the school. And so it was just through conversation. Obviously, from like a raw material standpoint, huge enrollment, right? The demographics really, really good. As far as growth and attracting coaches and communities and families, the cost of living is more palatable out here than other places. So, yeah, that just the mix of the school's only 7 years old. So like the oldest piece of equipment I have is 7 years old.
Yeah.
Right? That's a luxury that I've never really been around before, right? Like so it's just a unique proposition. I've went against Cedar Valley the first couple seasons when I was at Park City. To me, they've always had good size and some good athletes. But I think the culture piece, right? Getting kids to want to stay in Cedar Valley, it's kind of
Yeah.
hard where no uncle, no dad, no one's ever really
Yeah.
graduated. So kind of defining what Cedar Valley football is something that like we're working towards. And I felt like even though they've had some moderate levels of success and some highs and some lows, it felt like I could still come in and put my stamp on it right away. So that was part of the intrigue of coming out this way.
Now, Coach, I assume you'll be calling the defense at Cedar Valley. Tell me a little bit people know you from your stint at Corner Canyon, obviously, but those who might not, just kind of describe your defensive mentality as a coach and style and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm typically a too high structure guy, right? So like 3-4, 4-2-5. I had a couple years in Park City where we were 3-5. The biggest thing for me is I predicate speed over everything. So I want to get the 11 fastest players we have with the best physical demeanor, right? And whatever that looks like, if that's a 3-4, 3-3, 3-5, what I don't care. I try to explain to our coaches, we don't play a defense, we play defense, right? Like it's not so much like this is our grouping, these are the people that make up the best defense for us. Now I do feel like we're 3 down is probably where we need to be, just so our lowest numbers or volume from a position group are the big guys. And
Yeah,
so it's a lot easier to find 5-3 than 5-4
sure.
plus subs. So I feel like we're probably an odd front, just because it's going to take off some of the stress of trying to find the extra bodies, the extra depth that maybe is a challenge for us. And
Makes
that's where
sense.
we've been the last few years. But yeah, it's about speed. It's about flexibility. We present in lots of different ways, but realistically, like our jobs are relatively the same.
And then who's your offensive coordinator, and tell me a little bit about what you like about him and his style.
Yeah, so our coordinator is our O-line coach, Jason Lindy. He's from out here. He's had some experience calling before. He knows the community. He's an O-line coach, right? I think every coach has different like hierarchy of the needs they want in a staff. I'm very comfortable with like speed and strength stuff, right? But my next highest thing I need is a good O-line coach. I was a very average to mediocre O-line coach, right? Just for whatever reason, it was hard for me. And so I know that that's something I need as into my staff. I need a quality O-line guy. And then maybe next is like freshman head coach, right? Like I think like in my
Yeah,
mind, those are the two biggest ones. Like I need to get freshmen to become sophomores, right? I need a person that's a bridge. He builds relationships, and to steal a little thing I saw the other day from maybe Harbaugh talked about like the O line is the only group that doesn't need someone else to do their job well so they can do their job versus everybody is interconnected to the O line.
yes,
So having a guy who is an O line dude,
yeah,
running the offense, I always know that we're going to be good up front. We'll be well coached up front. Our priorities are those 5 guys. So that's what I love about it. Now it is a heck of a workload to be the O line coach and to be the offensive coordinator, right? He's got to talk to the O line, have time to go talk to Cash and some of the other quarterbacks. And so we've got to support him with communication. That's a structure thing. That's my job.
yeah,
But I love if I would fill my O line, my O staff with O line coaches. I'd love to have 3, 4, right? Like my running back coach. I'd rather be an O line guy, but he can tell the running backs what the O line sees.
yeah,
I just think it's such an epicenter of what we want to do. So that's why I'm excited about Coach. And he knows these kids. He's from the community. He's been at Murray the past few years. And so he's pretty excited to get to work with these kids again, not make that commute, right? Be part of the community. again, try to build that community culture, that interweaving of I'm from here, even though here is still,
Yeah.
five,
Yeah.
6 years ago, it was dirt and a potential Facebook market or whatever data
Yeah,
site,
right.
right? Like it's like I used to come out here for work and it was a dentist office, a dance studio, and a roundabout and a holiday gas station. And
Yeah.
now, there's 3,000 kids in the school. So
Yeah.
crazy.
All right, let's start with Cash. And Cash, I want you to tell me about your teammate McCray, who's over across from you. Just tell me about what type of player he is and what's it like being a teammate with McCray.
Being a teammate with him, it's great. He works hard. You can always count on him. He's always got your back. I played with him for a while, like since Little League, and he's always been like that. He's always working hard, trying his best, knows everything.
And what position are you at, McCray?
I'm a receiver.
Okay, awesome. So you guys have a connection that way too. And then vice
Yeah.
versa, tell me about your quarterback there.
I think Cash is a great leader. He'll take charge when it needs to be taken. He's good at learning, and when he makes mistakes, he'll learn from them. And yeah, it's also just great in the weight room and everywhere else.
Okay, now we're going to do a rapid fire thing. This helps us understand kind of your team. Only two are here, but you're kind of representing your teammates. So we're going to go rapid fire here, McCray.
Yeah.
And you just answer first thing that comes to mind about one of your teammates. So the first question is, who's the toughest guy to beat in a 40-yard dash on your team for you?
Probably have to say Ryder, Amador.
Okay. And then who's the toughest guy to beat if you were doing a squatting competition to see who could squat the most?
Shoot. Probably Camden Johnson.
Okay, is he a lineman?
No, he's a skill guy. He's
Oh, dang. And he squats maybe the most on the team?
close.
Wow, cool. What about the most, besides the quarterback, who's the most cerebral or one of the most cerebral players on the team where you're like, oh, this kid understands the game really well? And it might be you, but give me somebody else.
Well, I'll just say Max Stoner.
Okay. And
Maybe
what
they're
position does he
10.
play?
He plays running back.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's go to you, Cash, for a couple of these other ones. Who's a young player that has impressed you in the off season or in the weight room or something like that?
Somebody who's really impressed me was Tommy. He's wasn't playing a lot last year. Now he's like gotten in the weight room a lot. He's gotten strong. He's gotten fast. Now I definitely see him playing this year.
And what's Tommy's last name?
Tommy Clark.
There you go, Tommy Clark. All right, we love Tommy Clark. And then give me, like, Coach, you were talking about building the culture and the program and how young the program is. Do you guys have a good, like, super fan that you can point to, you guys players, either a student in the student section or a grandparent or something who is a diehard aviator?
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm still learning. I'm still learning the community, right? Like we did the parade. I'm trying to, get out as much as I can. I'm still in Draper for a few more days. But I got down here. I got to a softball, a soccer, a
Yeah,
track, a cross. I'm trying to integrate myself. The I've heard our attendance at home games is amazing.
yeah,
We have a ton of support from the community, and even through the highs and lows, they were unwavering last year. Our band is noteworthy. It's really, really big. They do a great job. They work
awesome.
really hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've got. I'm sure we do. I'm sure we have those people. I've yet
You haven't
to
had
come
a
across
season
them.
yet as the head coach, so it's going to
Yeah,
take a
yeah,
minute to
yeah,
actually, yeah, exactly.
yeah. We haven't had a lot of those things, but we're trying to kind of establish who we are. I think like when they announced like I got the job,
Yeah,
one of the things I told you I wanted to create a standard, right? Like how we do things. Like I've had highs and lows as a coach. Like so, I've started off in a place where winning 3 or 4 games was awesome, right? And I've been to the kind of the peak of it, the corner canyon, right? And I've
Yeah.
lost title games and won title games, but the biggest thing that I've taken away from coaching is I've lost a title in both fashions. One where we didn't play well and one where we played well. And as much as you want to win them, realistically, as I've matured through coaching, how we play matters more than the wins and losses. And that's really all we can control is how we go about stuff, how we lift weights, how we train, how we recover, how we love our teammates. Like, so that's the big focus right now is how we go about business. And like yesterday was a tough day. It's not always perfect. Like yesterday, I had to get after them a little bit because they weren't meeting that standard. Today was awesome, right? So we're growing. I've never been a head coach before. You like to think you have a good idea of what these things are, but I'm growing with them, and I've asked them to let me earn their trust and be patient with me as I learn. And I've had conversations with kids like, hey, look, I could suck at this. Like I've been a good coordinator, I was a good position coach, but I've never done this. And
Yeah.
typically when you do something for the first time, you're pretty poor at it. And so we're learning together. I think there's a lot of good trust. I think these guys know that I care about them. I've tried to show them that, right? I know they care about each other. That's one thing that I think that gets lost whenever you go through a season like they went through last year. To come back out and to work hard
Yeah.
and that bond, as much as when you go through what they went through, you either destroys you or it builds a bond that can't be challenged, right? And I think a lot of the kids that have bought in and done the work and want to be part of it, their bond is so close. Like you can watch them in the weight room; they genuinely care for each other. Which, as a coach, other than talent, that's the part I can't control. I can control what the play is called, the defense, how much we lift weights, but I can't make them love each other and trust each other, right? And I can't control their talent. So, the fact that how they care about each other makes it really easy for me to get up at 4:30 and drive out here for weights at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I see how much they mean to each other. And we're just trying to continue to build on that foundation of where we believe in each other. And we know we can be better, and we know we can do things the right way. And so that's the exciting part out here is that the bonds that could have dissolved, right, of infighting and that kind of stuff, it's done the opposite. These guys are pretty tight.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This might not matter, Coach, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Go ahead.
How many returning starters from last year on offense and then on defense?
Yeah, so when I was kind of chewing their butt yesterday, it's part of reminding myself that like when we played some sevens last weekend at BYU, and it kind of dawned on me we were doing some stuff that I would consider dumb or not experienced.
Yeah.
And I realized that last year the numbers got so low they canceled every JV game after the first JV game, right? And so I think yesterday I had them raise their hands if they played more than 50 snaps of varsity, and it was what, 3 guys?
Yeah, 30 snaps. 3 guys raised their hand.
Yeah, like 3 guys, right? And then I was like, oh, who's played 150 JV snaps? And 1 guy.
Wow.
So from an understanding of like how raw we are, we just haven't played enough football.
Yeah.
And so that's one of those things where like we have some guys, but I'll tell you right now, we have some kids that spot started, right? That
I see.
Right? Like I've seen on tape. So like returning starters, we'll have a couple on the line. We'll have a running back that's a starter returning. We've got some receivers that got some experience. Defensively, we're going to be pretty new. And some guys, even if they did have some experience, I've moved them. So it's one of those things like I've even, it's like, okay, I've played at backer. I'm like, well, now you're moving to safety.
Yeah.
But even the experienced guys are now having to learn a completely new system. We've tried to, from a language standpoint on like offense, to mirror some similar things that in the past. It's a little easier for us as staff to maybe meet them where they're at from a language standpoint, right? So that, hey, you guys are used to communicating this way. Okay, we can communicate that way for you, try to help. Obviously, there's some things that we want to do and I believe in that I want to bring in, but we're trying to lessen the load, right? From a processes standpoint, right? Like if I'm going to call 4 slants, right? Like how would have we called that in the past? Well, so all right, well then let's just stay in that space to try to help not add one more thing to their plan.
Yes,
right?
that makes sense.
That's what we're, as far as like what we're trying to do is get guys in there. We are super, super inexperienced. Even our talented kids are inexperienced, right? So usually, and it's, coming from the opposite corner where you would have guys that would probably start for 100 other teams on varsity playing JV. And they get time to mature and physically lift and eat and be mature physically and emotionally. And they get an extra 5 weeks of practice every postseason. So when they come into seniors, they've almost had 4 or 5 years of practices under their belt. And so you can kind of hit the ground running. Whereas these guys, we have to be a little bit more patient, be a little bit more diligent with our teaching.
All right. Well, we're excited for the season. We're rooting for you. And remind me, or give me something, Coach, that I know how challenging your schedule is, but give me something that you're excited about, or one of the players, whatever, about the schedule that you have this year, either out of region or in region.
Yeah, I think we've got some neat opportunities to play. Like we're going to play Elko, Nevada, right? They're going to come down and play us. It's always nice to play a team. You love your rivalry games. You love your region games, right? Like you grow up playing them in youth ball, you play them in high
Yeah.
school. I think when I was at Park City one year, they moved us to a different region, and none of our kids had ever played those teams. They didn't. It was almost hard to get them excited for them. So we have those games. We have your Rivertons, your
Yeah.
Westlake. We have those traditional battles. But playing a team like Elko or some other teams. It's nice little change up. I think week one, last year's week one against Olympus was 14-7 at their place. I think we were like 1 for 5 or 1 of 6 in the red zone. Crazy close game, right? Last year they lost 4 games by 2 scores or less. So like they're right in games.
Yeah.
So realistically, game one, that's what's in front of us. It's at our place. They're going to be Olympus is tremendous on defense, ton of experience. It's going to be a great challenge for us. But that's what I'm looking most forward to is just week one
Yeah,
because
sure.
that's the closest,
Always.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
the low run we're reaching for. But I do think it's going to be fun to be able to play a couple different teams. Even we're getting, I think Rigby's even coming down for a JV game.
Oh,
So
cool.
that'll be great for our kids just to play a different decal. Like a
Yes.
big part of the goal is as a coach is how do we create a unique experience, right? Because let's be real, not everyone gets playing time, right? It can be a little bit of a harsh world from like a standpoint of there's only so many snaps, so many guys, so many positions. Can I make decisions on our cool uniforms or our this or what we eat before the games or who we play, all those kind of things? That's part of my job is to try to create an experience that's fulfilling to everyone, regardless of playing time and that kind of stuff. So that's the game at Elko next year, going to Elko. So having an out of state game, just adding those little bits and pieces in so that it's not just, hey, I got to play in this. It's trying to create a holistic experience for our athletes. So that's what we're excited for, man. First thing I want to do is I just want to get out and I got some new tackling dummies, so I'm excited to get those done.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that like getting in our pads and actually being football dudes. Right
Yes.
now it's a lot of t-shirts and shorts and running and lifting, which is great. But we're really looking forward to actually getting to camp in July and kind of putting it together, playing actual football. So.
Love it. Can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait to get hitting this summer. Thank you so much. That's Coach Cody Gardner in his first year as a head coach at Cedar Valley, and Cash Thacker and McCrae Miles. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quick break back on Region 2 Football Media Day right after this. Sponsored by Grass Creek Construction, bringing visions to life for over 20 years. Welcome back. It's the Rush Region 2 Media Day. We got Copper Hills in the house. Coach Darius Matthews going into his second season. Thanks for being here, everybody. Coach, let me start with you. Just kind of give me a state of the program right now, heading into year 2 for yourself and for the program in general, and what you're excited about this year.
Yeah, man, I would say that the program going into year 2 is definitely in good hands, and not necessarily because I'm at the helm, but because of the kids that are part of the program. I think we have an incredible group coming back, mentally tough group, physically tough group, and a bunch of kids that want it, and I think that's what makes it really exciting. Last year was kind of a year to test things out and see where we were, trying to, get rid of an old culture, put in a new culture. But I think these guys have truly, taken that challenge and taken it very serious in regards to changing the narrative and just being different. So I'm really excited about year 2, not coming in and promising state championships and crazy things like that. But what I am promising is a better football team, more wins and more excitement. And that's what we're excited about, is really just who we have become this offseason.
And this doesn't necessarily matter, but for my context, Coach, how many starters do you return this year on offense and then on defense?
I think on offense we return everybody but 3 guys.
Wow.
And then defense, we return everybody but 2 or 3 as well. So we
Dang.
got about 8 starters returning on each side, 7 to 8 starters on each side of the ball. So
Okay, cool. All right, now I'm going to go through some of these players, Coach. I'll have you tell us a little bit about them, and I'll have them talk about each other as well. Because when I
yeah,
ask them to talk about themselves, sometimes they get shy. So, Louis, I'm going to start with you. Tell me about your teammate Darius over there. What you like about his game, what he brings to the program. What is he like as a teammate? Darius Fouet.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
He's just he has one of the best mentalities on the team. He's strong and he's smart. He knows how to play football. He's a great teammate. He always helps you like get better and know where you're doing wrong and stuff like that. He's a great middle linebacker and a great leader.
Okay, excellent. Quite the testimonial there. Darius, let's have you talk about Logan Beck.
I would say Logan is a physical wide receiver. Uh, he knows how to swipe hands off people and lead without even speaking. Uh, he's just a great leader when it comes to football and great receiver.
Love it. Excellent. Now, Logan, I'll have you talk about Louis.
So you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Louis, he's like our best corner. He's great competition for me. Yeah. When he locks me down, I just kind of have to accept it but he's like more like a silent leader. Everyone looks up to him in the weight room, on the field, and he just leads by example.
Awesome. Okay, Coach, I'm going to go through kind of each unit. And if you'll just give me a brief little overview of what you've got, or maybe a guy that is going to be key this year, or a new guy you need to step up. Let's start with the offensive line, Coach.
yeah, man. Offensive line, I think that's a group I'm really excited about. We got a couple new faces this year. We got a couple young guys who'll be getting some time. But the guy I'm most excited about, and I think he's the leader of that front five, is TJ Chadwick. He's a senior. Um, he's a guy we didn't get to have last year due to some, outside issues with family and things. But I tell you what, this kid he's come back bigger, stronger, great mentality, heavy hands, violent, loves to fight. I think he's everything you want and need in an offensive lineman. I'm excited to see him lead that group.
All right, then let's go to running backs.
Yeah, running backs. We got a pretty solid room. 2 returners, Javon Gonzalez and Ryder Mitchell. Really excited about Ryder. Ryder kind of took a negative moment from last season and turned it into a superpower this season, and he put on 20 pounds. So we're really excited to see Ryder run the rock. He's gotten faster, he's gotten stronger, and he just has the right mentality. I think he's going to do solid this year.
And then Logan, I'll have you talk about the receiving core this year, about you and the rest of the guys who are going to be contributors for Copper Hills.
So last year we kind of Logan back got the ball a lot, which kind of like it kind of like took away from the other receivers. But now that he's gone, the ball's like really spread out from me, my teammate James, Beck, who's hurt right now, and then we have like a couple other guys that can sub in, and we're just like really solid all around. Everyone can kind of play like any position. Like they can play slot or they could play wide out, and it's just like a really solid group, and we all work together really well.
Awesome. Now, Coach, I forgot to ask you. I assume you're calling the defense, but tell me about the offensive play caller and kind of his
So
style.
defense this year is going to be a mix. I have MJ
Oh,
Tafisi is going to be the DC, but
oh,
I'll be
cool.
helping him out.
Okay.
But our OC is Paulo Vaitulu. He's been around for a long time. I call him OG because he is an OG. He coached at Jordan for a while, there at Care, and
Yeah,
went on to coach at Taylorsville and Granger. Um, I think when it comes to offensive play calling, he's one of the smartest there is. And he's really smart about when and why he's calling a play. And I think he does a great job of painting a picture to the kids of why he's calling this route concept, why we're running the ball, why we're trying to run this play action. Him being a defensive guy before he was an offensive guy, I think is what makes him the savant he is,
I
because he
see.
understands it from that side. And he's helped me a lot. I'm a football junkie, but obviously I live on the defensive side of the ball, the trenches. but I began to understand offense and more in depth because of what Paula brings. So really excited to see him with this group for a second year and see what he can do.
Okay, and then give me a little bit on your defensive coordinator, who you'll be obviously be working in tandem with, Coach.
Yeah, MJ Tafisi, he's a young guy. Played at Alta High School, played at Washington, Utah State. Really solid coach, good young guy. I think he connects with the kids well. And I'm really excited to kind of see him step into that role and kind of take ownership of the defense and kind of make it his own. It'll be good to kind of mentor him and help him, get where he wants to be as a DC, kind of like my mentor did for me, Mike Mayfield. That's kind of what he did to me for a year. And I hope I can do the same for MJ.
Okay, let's go to Darius. Tell us about the linebacking core this year. Some names that you're excited to play with defensively, and just kind of give us an overview there.
The linebacker that's going to be in the box with me, his name is Wyatt Warner. Say he's a really fast backer, and he's smart when it comes to block shedding and just hitting hard. He has a great mentality. Then we have on the outside, we have Kome Torlolo. He's a great backer when it comes to coverage, anything, honestly. He's a great competitor. In practice, he's probably like go crazy on the young ones. And and then we have Cy Cervantes. He's on the edge. He's our wheelbacker, and he can do anything. He can cover. He can go off the edge. He's a great backer. He's fast. He's good in the weight room. Yeah, that's
awesome. Great report. You guys are naturals at this. All right, Louis, let's go to the defensive secondary. Give me a little, what type of personality does this group have, and what are you most excited about shutting down teams this year, throwing teams especially, I guess. What do you think?
Our squad is, I think we're really aggressive this year. We're excited to get back at it, and our improvement has been insane. We've had one of our corners, Landon. He's been improving so much, and I feel like we can have one of the best defensive back cores in the state of Utah if we stay focused. And our safeties have been improving as well. And so I'm excited to get into pads and see what we got,
Okay, now we're gonna do a little rapid fire, Louis.
Okay.
I'm putting you on the spot, pal. This is just to help us get to know some of the other teammates that aren't here today. Who's the toughest guy to beat in a 40-yard dash?
Toughest guy? Definitely on the defensive core or just the whole
Anybody you
team?
want, buddy.
Probably Ish. He's probably the fastest on the team.
What's Ish's last name?
Ishmael Defis.
Okay.
hmm
Who's the toughest guy to out squat? Any
Out squat.
position. Who squats the most?
By weight, I think it's Ryder Mitchell.
Ryder Mitchell. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Logan, give me the most, or one of the most. I know you guys are all smart guys, but give me one of the most cerebral guys on the team that seems to like understand the game almost like a coach besides yourself.
I'd have to say our quarterback, Ethan. He can like read the defense very well, and he makes good reads all the time.
Excellent. And then Darius, give me the guy you least want to face in like an Oklahoma drill or a hitting drill.
Ooh.
I know you're not afraid of anybody, but
Well, I would say probably Hiram Myalva or TJ Chadwick, but that's the lineman. I'm not scared of any of them.
And then Darius, give me maybe a young guy who didn't contribute maybe a lot last year, but over the off season, weight room stuff or camps, you're like, oh, this kid is grown a lot or developed a lot from one year to the next so far.
I'd say Logan Beck's brother. His name is Parker Beck. He's a great receiver. Last year, I think he got injured with his whatever. I don't know what happened, but I forgot. But
Okay.
yeah, he got injured. He got way bigger, and he's a great catcher, contested, great route runner with his hands too. And yeah.
Cool. And then if you guys had a dunk contest, the whole team, who would win the dunk contest?
Logan Beck.
That's me.
Logan. All right, you
Beck.
throw it down. Okay. You go between the legs, or what would you do?
Nah, I ain't got no tricks like that. I just dunk it.
Okay. All right. Right on. And then, oh, do you guys have a Derek or Coach? You might have the answer to this. I know you've only been there a year, but or maybe the players might have the best answer. I'm looking for like a super fan for Copper Hills. Is there a student that goes crazy and leads the cheers? Is there like a grandpa who, goes crazy? Who do you got?
So our entire fan section, I mean, there's not really one person. So they did a little competition this year on social media of the best fan section in the country. I don't remember if we won it or if we took second, but I'm
Really?
pretty sure in high school football we were in there. We were either the
Really?
champion or second place. Our fan section's crazy. And that's why we're trying to change the narrative because the fans we have deserve a good season.
Dang. Okay, I didn't. I'm in a cave down here in southern Utah. I didn't realize. I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
realize that about Copper Hills.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then, Coach, give me just kind of. I won't have you break down the whole schedule, but just tell me about your excitement for Week 1 and a little bit about the matchup there.
Yeah, man. We're playing Northridge High School. We played them last year. It was a closely contested game. We ended up winning 14-7. I'm really excited this year. We get to go on the road to start the year. They're a well coached team. They have some good athletes. They had some good athletes last year. We ran into them at a couple showcases, and kids they chirp a little bit. So I'm excited to see how our kids respond to kind of the crap talk that was thrown down at the showcase, and excited to see how Northridge responds. I love a little competition. I love a little bravado. I think it's what makes the game what it is. So really excited for that matchup. And looking to get a win Week 1.
All right, excellent. That's Coach Darius Matthews, former star at Dixie State University, as well as ESPN Radio down here in Southern Utah back in the day.
Back in the day.
Multi-talented guy. Coach, thank you so much for all your time. Guys, good luck this year. We'll be watching and pulling for you, and we'll see you out on Friday nights. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. Thanks, Andy.
All right,
Thank
quick
you.
break. We'll be back more Region 2 Football Media Day right after this on The Rush. Brought to you by Pro Look. We love Pro Look. We love the uniforms. If you look around the state, the best uniforms, the look, the custom feel, the uniqueness of the design are usually Pro Look uniforms. Get 100% custom premium jerseys built specifically for your team. You can launch a free 24/7 online team store with zero minimums. Coaches apparel, fans apparel, Pro Look does it all, and it's all awesome. Go check out Pro Look at prolook.com. Welcome back, Region 2 Football Media Day. It's The Rush. We've got Mountain Ridge in the house. We've got Coach Robbins and a couple of his star players. We're going to talk to them all about the upcoming season. Coach, let's start with you and just give us a state of the program right now, the off season, and kind of generally what you're most looking forward to in 2026.
Yeah, man, I think right now we're just getting into our summer lifting program. These guys are working really hard in the weight room and on the field as far as conditioning and, running. And we got all these 7-on-7 tournaments on the weekend. So, it's all about getting ready for August. So whatever we're doing, we're trying to make sure that we're doing the right things so that we peak at the right time and
Sure.
Be ready for Week 1. So that's kind of our goal.
This doesn't matter to a lot of coaches, but it matters to media people every year, Coach. And that's how many returning starters do you have on offense and then on defense?
Okay, so we have 3 on defense,
Okay.
and then we got 2 on off. No, it's 2 on defense, 3 on offense.
2 on defense, 3 on offense. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the main thing, Coach, that you were pleased about? Obviously, you had an awesome year last year. What was the main thing that you were pleased about how the team played? And then give me something that you want to improve this next year.
I think last year it was kind of a year where we were all kind of learning who we were. So I think we really established our identity as a team and as a culture. We really kind of bought into each other, and I give those guys credit last year. They really played for each other, and we went through some adversity and we were able to fight through it, and we had some good wins. So yeah, and I think this year, I think that's the exact challenge this year is being able to put things together so that, we're not just a bunch of individuals out there playing football. We're a team. And obviously we can always get better at executing, our schemes and stuff like that. But most importantly, we want to play for each other. So that's always the challenge.
And then you're calling the offense, coach. Give us a little insight for people that might not be super familiar with Mountain Ridge football about your style, obviously your connection with your star quarterback, what you like to do offensively. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we like to throw it around the yard, obviously. We're really big on stretching the defense vertically. Like our receiver coach like to say, we like to throw posts and goes. Shout out Devin Osborne. I got to give him a shout out.
Wait, Devin Osborne is your receivers coach?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, you're
Dang.
from St. George, huh?
Yeah, yeah, he's the man.
Yeah. So I actually coached him at Utah Tech when I was down there. I was a GA for
Oh,
Paul Peterson,
sure,
and so that's kind
sure.
of how we. And that's where I learned a lot of stuff from Coach Peterson, and so yeah, we like to spread it around, throw the ball around the field, and obviously, we do value running the football because I believe that winning playoff games and stuff like that, you got to run the football. So we're gonna do whatever it takes to win the game.
And then tell me who your defensive coordinator is, coach, and what you like about his style and just kind of what type of guy he is.
So my defensive coordinator is Jackson Peck. I really enjoy. Actually, it's funny because I don't enjoy him in practice because they give us a lot of different looks in practice, and it makes it really hard on our offense. So we have a running joke that the offense gets fifth down in practice a lot of the time because we're trying to execute. But he's really detailed. He's a winner, and he's really good at getting the guys to play for him and run through a wall for him. He's a great motivator, a great leader, and we're grateful to have him here. So
Awesome. Let's chat with the players for a second. I'm going to have you each talk about each other because when I ask players to talk about themselves, they go all shy and clam up on me. So
I like this guy.
Titan, tell me about Jackson. What do you like about his? What's he like as a teammate? What does he bring to the team? Kind of give us an idea of what it's like
Got you.
behind the scenes.
I would say I'd say probably his best category other than like being like a quarterback, obviously he can throw the ball. We all know that. But his leadership on the field, I think really elevated our team last year. We had a bunch of times where we'd be down or we made a bad play or had a bad drive, and he was always the first guy to be picking people up, taking them off the side, kind of motivating them to get back on the field and, execute the right way and keep their head straight. That was a really big quality. Another big quality I'd say would be his chemistry with his receivers. I feel like our offense is based off a lot of trust, and you got to be smart to be in the offense, and Jackson was really good with timing with his receivers, all of them. I mean, we almost had 3 receivers over 1,000 yards last year. We had one kid that was like 50 yards shy, and then
Wow.
me and another kid were over 1,000. So,
Wow.
I mean, obviously the stats don't lie. So,
Yeah, that's impressive. Okay. All right. That's a lot to live up to, Jackson. That was quite the testimony he just gave of you.
Yeah,
Now throw it back at Titan.
Titan, first of all, is one of the hardest workers, if not the hardest worker I know. And last year we had a heavy senior class, and with those guys being gone, Titan is a big leader for our team and all the young guys and new guys we have. And when things are maybe not going right for us or things are a little bit down, people are always looking at Titan to get them out of it or looking for that leadership with Titan. And obviously Titan can play well on both sides of the ball. He makes plays no matter where he's at, and the situation doesn't matter. He's always going to compete, and he's going to win.
Awesome. Great job. Okay, now we're going to go through each unit of the team, and I'll ask coach about some, I'll ask the players about some, and we'll just kind of do rapid fire here. Let's start with the offensive line, coach. Maybe name a guy or two that are going to be leaders and maybe a guy that you need to step up this year on the O-line.
Yeah, I think so. We graduated 4 out of our 5 starting offensive linemen, so we have one that's coming back. Tyler McClellan. He's going to be kind of our leader in that group. He's done a good job this offseason, getting stronger, and he's really improved his game. I got to shout out our O-line coach Parker Blake. I think he's the best offensive line coach in the state, and he gets these guys right, and for sure Tyler McClellan. We had a guy named Shane Johnson. He just transferred here. He's going to be a big part of our offensive line as well.
Oh, cool.
And then another guy named Mason Tavita. He's a younger guy. He's going to be kind of our guy that needs to step up and kind of, grow up kind of fast, right? Because he's going to be a young player, but, we're going to need him on Friday nights. So, yeah, he's kind of our guy that will step up for us. So
Cool. And then Jackson, tell me about the running back room this year.
The running back room. So we graduated 2 seniors last year at running back, and this year we have a couple kids that are trying to compete for the spot right now, and it's not really decided at that quite yet. But we have a lot of kids competing and rotating right now.
Okay, awesome. So a lot of unknowns there at running back. And then Titan, tell me about the receiving core.
Ooh. I think, it's every position. Like you said, we don't have a ton of returning stars. We have a lot of seniors graduate, but we have a ton of dudes stepping up right now. Outside receiver, more like vertical threats. We have his name's Jordan Clausen. He's a transfer. He's a stud. Just plays fast, really smooth, super agile. He'll be a big piece to our offense this year for sure. And then we have a ton of good slot receivers coming in. We got Xander Thayer, Bennett Nielsen, two really good studs. They also transferred over. But they just both play fast and physical and, make plays when the plays are needed.
Excellent. And then, Coach, let's go on the other side of the ball and tell me about the defensive line. Same thing I asked you about the offensive line, key guys, and maybe some guys that need to step up.
yeah, so again, right, it's kind of the common theme on our team, right? Our defensive line, we graduated a couple of dudes. I think guys like Gavin Roberts are going to have to step up. He made the transition from offensive line to defensive line last year. Boston Kojima, I think he's a stud, and I think he's going to be a huge part of our defensive line. So guys like that, we're going to be a little young on the defensive line, but I think, some of these guys stepping up, I really see us, doing pretty well in Coach Peck's scheme. So.
And then, Jackson, why don't you talk about the linebackers? Because you got to stare those guys down and identify the mic in practice. So you should know those guys.
That's a perfect question for him to answer.
Yeah, so in my opinion, our linebacker room is loaded. We have returning players from last year, obviously Titan and Cole Uluave. And then we got a couple new kids with Scooby and Kyler Christiansen. And then we have a young kid named Ryder Whitaker. And so we have a lot of depth there and a lot of pieces that I think they'll be solid throughout the whole room.
And Titan, describe your position on defense? You're playing both ways. What is your role defensively?
Especially this year. Last year, I say I'll dip my toes in the water with defense. I didn't really fully start. I didn't realize how much of a toll my body was going to be trying to play both ways in a varsity game.
Yeah.
Later in the season, I was able to kind of take that on, and it was a little easier when it was a little colder outside. But this year, I'll end up playing mostly outside backer, but I'll play inside backer as well. Kind of all around, just dependent on where the other backers kind of fill out and where they're gonna excel the best, and yeah.
Love it. Okay, and then briefly tell me about the secondary, Coach. You wanted to take on that one?
So yeah, again, it's we got some young guys that are going to be able to compete for those jobs. Guys like Kel Castillo, Blake Benson, those two are kind of battling for corner job, and then we got a couple of new guys, young guys as well at the safety position. Guys like Easton Stubbs, who played for us last year, Jace Helm. Oh, and then Finn Child. Yeah, I knew I was missing one. Finn Child. So yeah, there's definitely some position battles as we move into fall camp to be competed for. So it'll be a fun, exciting camp. So
love it. All right, now we're going rapid fire with the players. This helps me understand and get to know some of the players that aren't here today. Titan, I'll start with you. Just first guy that comes to mind. Who's the toughest guy for you to beat in a 40-yard dash on this team?
Ooh, First one that goes to mind is Xander Thayer. He's one of our slot receivers this year. He was a transfer from Riverton. We played him in the playoffs, and that even then and even now, he's just like
He can
a
burn.
freak fast. Like he's just so fast, like
Nice.
demon speed. Like it's fun. It's fun because not being the fastest, you kind of want to work your way up, and iron sharpens iron. I've always loved that saying. So it's nice to have someone faster than me, and he's definitely that. So
What about a guy who's tough to out squat in the weight room, a lineman or a skill player, whoever squats the most? Who would you say?
you can just Shane or Boston. I'd probably say
Boston Kojima for sure. I think
Boston Kojima.
he's a
he's a
weight room guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
that guy lifts weight, bro.
Okay, this might be a question for Coach, but I'll ask Jackson. Besides you, Jackson, who's one of the most cerebral, smart players on the team? And besides Titan, Titan gets plenty of praise. Just give me a name of a kid who's just like, oh, this kid gets the game and understands what's going on out here.
Yeah, one of the first ones that comes to mind is McCray Renteria. He's one that's also competing at the slot position right now, and he got time last year, and I'm really hopeful for him this year being a part of our offense and having a big role. He understands our concepts really well, and we always seem to be on the same page. And he's a guy that I trust and I know is thinking like I do.
Love it. And then give me Titan, a guy who uh, puts the most thought and effort into how good he looks in his uniform. I think the kids call it drip.
Ben Child. He that we were talking about today. And he'll send me videos and all that stuff of like what to wear and the colors and all that stuff. That was even the second thought. Finchal for sure.
You've got to have a guy like that on the team. And then lastly, if you guys had a dunk contest in the gym, who would win? Whole team.
Coaches included or just players?
Yeah. Well, Devin's going to win.
Dev's probably the guy to bet on for sure.
Anybody challenging him that's a player?
No, don't even.
Jackson wants it.
He says he dunked this year in a game, but I don't. There's no video proof. So
Nobody saw it. No one saw it.
And then just tell me about week one, Coach. Just a couple of sentences or a few sentences about the matchup. Get us all excited for Sentinel football.
Yeah, I think Skyridge is a great program. I got a lot of respect for Coach Ham and the way he's built his program down there. I think it's an exciting matchup. I think I'm always big on playing the toughest competition early on and trying to really juice up your schedule because I think it makes you better and we get to see where we're at. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so to be able to play on Thursday night before anybody else is playing, I think it's special for our kids to play on that stage. So we're excited, I think, and it's, we respect those guys over there and it'll be fun. So
can't wait for another high flying year of Mountain Ridge football. It's Coach Nick Robbins, Titan DeYoung, and Jackson Hunt, two of the stars back for this year's team. Thank you guys so much. Good luck this year, and we'll see you out there on Friday nights. We'll be right back on The Rush. Thanks for being with us. Region 2 Football Media Day. All right, Set Hut. Welcome back, Region 2 Football Media Day. We're rolling along, having a blast, getting to know the 2026 teams. We got Riverton here with Coach Freeland and a couple of his star players. Coach, looking good. Let's start with you. Just give me a state of the program right now, this point in the off season, summer camp around the corner, and your excitement for 2026 with this group.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate you having us on, and it's an opportunity to chat with you. Riverton football's got 26 years of really great tradition of good city town based football. Our mantra last year was one team, one town, and really calling on the community to rally with Riverton High, and we continue to have that every year. I've lived in this area for 16 years now, and Riverton continues to always be a solid program that we're just trying to elevate every year, and we've got the caliber of kids to do it. We're going to be a pretty young team this year, and some kids are being forced into positions that they maybe weren't expecting. But the great news is they've really shown us a lot. We're excited to go to battle with the guys that we have. I think right now on the two deep, we've probably got close to 55. I think we have 58% underclassmen at this point on our two deep, and pretty excited about it because it's honestly, when I came in, it was about developing kids from that bantam group of eighth grade and bringing them on up. This senior class coming in will be my first group of kids that I will have had for 4 years.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's nice to see that work pay off.
Yeah.
It's really shown in the weight room. It's really shown on the track. These are the best numbers we've had in speed wise the 4 years I've been here from top to bottom.
Wow.
We've
Awesome.
got a big handful of kids that are hitting numbers that we really like. Being young, the strength numbers naturally aren't going to come and show up on the paper. But the great news is they're doing everything they're supposed to do to be successful. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to go to war with these kids, and they have really embraced the idea that they own this program. When it comes down to it, out on the field on a Friday night on 3rd and 1, we always talk about 3rd and 1. You got to be able to look next to you and be able to know that you've put in the same work that the kid has next to you. You got to have that faith. You got to have that understanding that he's got what he's got and I've got what I've got. Not to overdo Belichick, but do your job. We've got to have faith that everybody's doing it.
Love that. And this is a media today question, Coach, but do you know off the top of your head roughly returning starters on offense this year and defense?
Returning starters on offense, we'll have one. We'll have one returning starter on offense. Our center will start his 3rd year. Truxton Davenport holds a few offers now to go play at the next level, and he'll probably have 40 starts by the time he leaves as a varsity player. Our way across the line, we'll probably end up starting 3 sophomores on the offensive line. One of the boys we'll be talking to today is a senior. He didn't probably realize he'll be as big of a key to our success this year on offense, but his name Grant Randall, smart kid, 4.0. He's got much greater things to look forward to than banging his head against other football players as he goes on to college to be a doctor or an attorney somewhere. But he'll play a lot of tight end for us. Receivers wise, our quarterback ended up at Mountain Ridge over the summer. Our starting middle linebacker that we had hoped to play some tight end. He ended up at Mountain Ridge over the summer. Our highest producing returner, our slot receiver, ended up at Mountain Ridge over the summer. So we've lost some production, but honestly, the kids that we've got in those spots we're slated to follow right behind as developmental players. So the great news is there's nothing like learning how to swim except being pushed in the deep end. So I'm with that one returner, I feel really good about where we are.
Now remind me, Coach, do you call either side of the ball or do you have coordinators for each? And if so, tell me a little bit about the coordinators, their personalities, what type of guy they are, and what their style is.
So I would much rather not be calling offense this year. I'll be calling our offense this year as the coordinator. I love being able to manage the game and let experts do. Josh Holt is our defensive coordinator. I've worked with Josh and against Josh now for dang near 14 years. He is a Riverton grad. He has played and coached at Riverton High. Coach Pierce and I grabbed him up at Harriman High when we coached up there, and just honestly, he fits the mold of what I expect as a coach. He treats kids with respect. He allows and welcomes kids to learn through experience, failure, and really wants these kids to know how to call this game on their own on Friday night if need be. Josh is one of those trusted confidants that when we get into a room, we can have really good, heated, and spirited discussion. And he and I both know we come out with the best interest of the kids in mind. And I love that about Josh. Um, he's open. And again, another one of the things I really like about Josh, he knows I'm an even front guy. He loves dancing with an odd front. And we both totally know that as high school coaches, you don't just get to lock into a system and have it. It depends on if you've got guys with the caboose the size of an 18-wheeler if you're going to run particular defenses. And Riverton historically doesn't have those coming out of the woodwork. So, we expect to have our best guys on the field on defense. We want to play great defense, fly around. You can't coach speed, can't coach size. So we want to make sure that we really accentuate those things. On the offensive side of the ball, I played defense as a player. I had my first experience way back in the late 90s with Chad Van Orden out of Tempe High School and was lucky enough to have a Chow on the team. So not only Coach Chow as a guy on a staff that worked with me at Brigham Young, but then he was able to come over and talk to us just offensively about, just some strategy. So that's probably the first inkling I had of offense was in my first couple of years coaching. And then I was defense for the longest time. Coach Pierce gave me a shot to call offense over at Harriman for a few years, and I loved it. But, if you know Coach Pierce and his dad all the way back to Hunter Granger days, if it wasn't power counter, you were going to get a dirty look down the sideline. So we banged heads, but we also had the guys to do it. We had 6 NFL guys that came through Harriman during the time we were there, and that sure makes it easy to be a great coach. So this year it's good. I mean, I've had the benefit of having a son go through Roderick's program and down in Provo.
Oh,
and
cool.
He's gained so much expertise with that. Just in having connections, everything from Kalen Hall down at Maple Mountain, being able to help us through some things. And I'm excited to see what we've got. We're going to have a real good mix. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say, I'm still old school enough where I want to establish a great run game. Shorten the game up and give ourselves a chance every game to be physical and stay physical throughout the game.
Awesome. Let's talk to the players. I'm going to have you each talk about each other, Josh and Grant. Let's start with Grant. Tell me about Josh as a teammate, what he brings to the program, and what you admire about him as a football player.
Yeah, Josh, he's a great teammate. He last year he broke his collarbone. I think it was the first or second play he went in against, I can't remember who it was, but yeah, yeah, thanks. Yeah, he's just always willing to put his head down, work, always willing to he keeps everyone accountable. And yeah, like I said, when he broke his collarbone, I didn't hear a single word from him. He's just one of those guys that he'll bounce back. Yeah, he just does whatever it takes.
Excellent. And then Josh, throw it back at Grant. What's he like as a player?
Grant's one of our incoming seniors that stayed this year. He's a great leader, actually. He helps push the team a lot throughout the offseason. He's a big leader. When we're at practice, I'll look over and I'll see Grant pushing other players to be the best players they can. And he's a great leader, and I think a lot of the team actually looks up to him.
All right, we're going to go rapid fire now with you guys. Josh, I'll start with you. Who's the toughest kid on the roster to beat in a 40-yard dash this year?
That's probably our boy Taven Hill. He's really freaking fast. Yeah.
Okay, and then Grant, who's the toughest player on the roster to out squat in the weight room?
I'll say Truxton for sure. He has some big squat numbers.
What's his name?
Truxton Davenport.
Truxton Davenport. Okay, and then give me Josh, besides yourself or Grant, who's the most cerebral player on the team this year?
Define cerebral.
Just the smartest, understands the game, he's out there and he's almost like a coach on the field type of thing.
I think this is a really overlooked player. one of our slot receivers, Jackson Morris. He's really quiet, but he knows a lot about the game, and he's like really dialed in on what to do and when to do it.
And what position does he play?
Receiver.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And then Grant, give me the guy you least want to face in a hitting drill. You're not afraid of anybody, I know, but give me somebody who hits hard.
I mean, before he got injured, I'd say Cohen Church for sure. He just had that like dog mentality, but like, let's see here. I'd say, probably Exodus. Yeah, he's a big hitter for sure.
Okay, excellent. And then Josh, give me the kid that puts the most effort into looking good in their uniform on Friday nights.
Looking good. I'm going straight back to Taven Hill. He's our big show boy. Love Taven. He's always trying to get all that drip on him. He's got it though.
Drip. That's the word I was looking for. And then Coach Freeland, I got to let you guys go, but tell me about week 1 and just kind of give me a little overview of the matchup and what you're looking forward to there.
Well, Andy, we've got Wes Jordan at our place. They've got a new coach this year, and I've been really impressed with him. He is a football junkie, it looks like. I don't know him very well, but you know, when he got hired on, we did a little bit of stalking on him, and honestly, he coached everything. It was at Union Carbon that he was out at, and he's coming to West Jordan as their new coach, and he's got some excitement going. You know, I think West Jordan faces some of the same hurdles that we do, being surrounded by some programs that attract kids in the neighborhood. So when Ron Halbert was there, Ron and I are old acquaintances, and we had matched up with this home and home. And I don't think that their principal coach, well, he's an old ball coach, Mike Hutchinson, is hiring a guy that doesn't have the same framework and mentality that Ron does, you know, really asking a lot of the kids and doing what they're supposed to do. Very rarely am I going to put somebody on our preseason that doesn't share some of the same values of football for us. With the world we live in now in football, from NFL to college and it dripping down into high school, I want to make sure that my kids are competing against other kids that respect the work that we've all put in out on the field. So I think that's what they've got over there, and I'm really excited. West Jordan always brings a level of physicality. I think it's great for us to open up with.
Awesome.
Normally, we won't see another team that bangs heads as much as they do. So once we get that out of the way, I feel pretty good about where we are.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. We'll be pulling for you this year. That's Coach James Freeland at the Riverton. Let's see, Josh Berger and Grant Randall, 2 of their stars this year. Thank you guys so much for your time, and we'll be following you all year long here on The Rush. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, Andy.
Quick break. We'll be back. Region 2 Media Day continues right after this. Welcome back. Region 2 Media Day rolls along, presented by Nets on Fire. Thanks for being with us. We got Coach Roskelley and Westlake in the house. Coach, we'll get to the players here, but let's start with you and kind of a state of the program. I know summer camp's right around the corner, and just your excitement for this group in 2026.
Yeah, this is a great group of kids that have come back from a very successful season last year. We've got a lot of great players, a lot of guys coming back after having some stellar years. Get good receivers, one of the great running backs. Our offense and defensive line are strong. We are having to replace a pretty good quarterback, but we have a really great quarterback coming back as a sophomore. He played last year quite a bit, and did a great job for us at BYU 7-on-7s on Saturday. Had a great game. He had a lot of great games. So we're very positive outlook of what we got. We've got a good things going on there. We have a lot of next level players that are playing for us right now, and a group of really good kids coming in from the freshman and sophomore level. So we're excited about what we have this year.
And what's the name of the young quarterback?
It's Silas. Sika's going to have to tell you his last name. It's Nusi from BYU. It's his.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's his little brother.
Okay, gotcha. All right, excellent.
Yeah. I'm from California, so I have a hard time I never had a lot of Polynesian kids all the years I coached in California.
Hey,
I've come trying to
you
learn.
heard me before we went on the air trying to pronounce some of these names, Coach. I'm in the same
Yeah.
bucket as you. Off the top of your head, guys, do you know how many returning starters you've got on offense and then on defense?
We have quite a few. I think
Yeah,
we have like
I
at
think
least
Yeah, we got a couple
eight on,
coming back.
we've got around 7 or 8 on both sides of the ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And then coach, let's see. I was going to ask you before I get to the kids, something that you were pleased with how you played last year, like an aspect of the game you excelled in last year, and then something you want to see improved on this year, you and Coach LA.
Yeah, and Coach LA he's at a doctor's appointment, so I'm sorry he's not here with us.
Oh, all good.
But well, one of the great things that we did really well last year was, getting our receivers, Sua and Sika, they were just outstanding. They're great basketball players. They're just great athletes, and they're both back. Our running game, we had a great running back who went out the third play of the very first game. But he will be returning this year, and he is a hard runner. He's got speed, he's got size and strength. He's going to help our running game tremendously. And
is that Ashton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ashton. He's a hard worker. He's coming back strong. He's a big boy, and he's proven himself to be a really great running back. And this is year 47 for me, so I've seen a few running backs and stuff in my lifetime. And he's going to really help us. So that'll strengthen our run game. We have a couple of other backs returning, but Ashton will be our featured back. I think we'll be a little stronger on the offensive line this year. I think we're going to get some good coaching going on there and protect Silas. And Silas is we had a great quarterback last year, but Silas brings more of a quick feet, get a sprint out more. He's young, but he's got great athletic ability, and he has the ability to roll out and find things that with his feet that we haven't had in the past. But he's got all summer long to get great, so he did really well, like I said, on Saturday. But I think we're offensively we're going to be stronger with having a better running game, and defensively I think we're going to be strong. We're going to be a little stronger at linebacker than we were last year.
Okay. Excellent. Love it. Love the breakdown. I'm going to go to the players and have them tell us a little bit about themselves and their position group. Let's do Malachi Leilua first. Tell me about what you're most excited about for yourself individually, and then a little bit about the defensive line this year, Malachi.
Oh, yes, sir. My name is Malachi Leilua. I'm a sophomore, class of 2028. But last year, or my first 2 years as playing freshman, starting on varsity, I was on O-line. So I started all 12 games, had a great relationship, but I was talking with my coaches and some college coaches that it's better for me to transition over to D-line. But with this new group for my junior year, we have an in-depth group. We're all fast. You could talk with Cooper White about that. We have a great relationship with each other. We all love each other. We all die for each other on the field. So
excellent. Okay, awesome. And then Cooper, do you want to expound a little on what Malachi had to say?
Yeah, so just going into my senior year, I was a junior last year, started varsity, had around 10 sacks. I think we only lost one senior last year, and we just had a mentality that every game we just had to get 6 sacks as a group. And carrying that into this year, we all are good with that goal. We want it. We want more from that goal. I mean, me and Malachi, we're playing the end. We have a very good relationship with each other in the whole D line. I think we're going to eat this year.
And then from your perspective, going up against these guys in practice and stuff, tell me a little bit about the offensive line. Coach alluded to the offensive line a little bit too, but give me an evaluation of maybe some guys that are going to be key on that unit, and maybe a guy or two that might be new that you're looking to step up a little bit this year.
So right off the bat, I think of Hayden Traxler. He's big, 6'5", 280 pounds, plays right tackle. has a very strong kick. I mean, we go at it every practice, just trying to get better. You know, iron sharpens iron. You know, like brother sharpens brother. So we go at it. But another person that I want to see is we're kind of lacking in center. One of our D linemen, Dane Miller, he's transitioning over to center, and he's been doing very well. And I'm just excited to see him ball out.
Excellent. Great stuff. All right, let's go to CFO. Linebacker. Tell us about the linebacking core. Coach said that he thinks it's going to be one of the strengths this year.
Yes, sir. My name is Sofalopa. I'm class of 27, and I'm a returning starter from last year. Last year, we had one of the best linebackers that I've seen right now. He's Drayson Afuvai, and he was very key in our running game and stopping that run. But right now, um, we're just missing a few key points on that run game. But the boys are really starting to get on that and reading it better. And the D line is doing a good job of keeping us to it. And yeah.
Awesome. Okay, very good. And then Malik, if you're with us, let's talk about the receivers. Malik's watching his girlfriend play volleyball right now, but tell us a little bit about the receiving core.
No, I feel good about the receiving core. My name is Malik Zika, as y'all know. I'm training started from last year. Last year was my first year playing football, so I'm excited. I'm actually watching Sloan play basketball right now, so this is another one
Oh,
of our key
nice.
receivers. I'm excited to see how we all perform and expecting great things and big things out of Sloan this year.
And then let's go back to coach for the running backs. We may have talked about them already, but give me a little bit of information about the running back room this year, coach.
Well, Ashton, of course, will be our big gun.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Blakely is a really great little scat back. We'll be putting the ball in the air a lot, and we will also put our receivers into patterns, but we will, most of the bulk of it will be between Blakely and Ashton. We do have a couple other younger kids coming up, and when we get into padded cap, we'll have a better idea what they can do.
Sure.
High school football is, year to year it changes. You get a kid, like Traxler. He was a freshman. He's a big kid, but he's really soft. And now all of a sudden, he's a monster. And then you just talk to one of our ferocious linebackers. He scares me sometimes the way he plays. He's just so intense. He scares me in a good way. He gets after the ball. So the growth of the kids throughout the year, and then on the off season, and now as we get in summer, spring ball was good. We start padded camp here in a little while, right after our moratorium, and then we will. That's when you're going to see a lot of the younger kids start to develop. You get those kids coming from sophomore to become juniors, and we had a lot of sophomore starter. Malachi was just very good last year as a young kid, and we're expecting great things out of him too to anchor the defensive line. But we're quick in a lot of spots. We got a lot of speed. Our receivers are very quick. Our running backs are very fast. And our D line is surprisingly their quick twitch is really great. So we're looking forward to that helping out with our speed in a lot of spots we have.
Okay, coach. I forgot to ask about the coordinators. I don't know if head coach calls the plays or if you got coordinators on each side of the ball. Tell me about if so, tell me about those guys.
Right now, we have Coach Ali, who is calling most of the offense.
Okay.
We kind of work together on that. And then on defense, he hasn't really named anybody yet. We got 2 or 3 really good guys. We have a possibility of a couple of other coaches coming in that are moving to the area that have been second level coaches and stuff. So we just got to see what happens there. But we have a lot of D1 coaches. I mean, guys that play D1 football that are coaching with us. And
awesome.
Awesome.
All right, we're gonna do a quick rapid fire, guys. Malachi, let's start with you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
This first guy that pops to mind. This helps us learn about players that aren't here today. Who's the toughest guy in the weight room for you to outlift? Squat, whatever lift.
I'll have to go with my cousin, Savati Fetuel. That guy, he's one of the strongest kids I've ever seen.
Okay, so he can move
He,
some weight around. All right,
yeah,
Malik,
yes,
who's
sir.
the toughest guy for you to beat in a 40-yard dash, buddy?
In a 40-yard dash, I would probably say my fellow basketball companion, Sloan Sua. We are both very similar in stature and height and speed, so it's always fun to compete against somebody.
Okay, excellent. Great answer. Let's go to Cooper for this next one. Who's the guy you least want to face in like an Oklahoma drill or a hitting drill?
I gotta be Cepho.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Cepho, who puts the most effort into looking good in their uniform on Friday nights?
I'm not gonna lie, it has to be Zealand off Levi. Zealand off Levi.
What position does he play?
Play safety.
And what does he do to deck himself out?
He just
Everything.
he does it. Like he steals other people's stuff,
Yeah.
He's a look good, play good guy.
Yeah, I love that. You got to have that guy. And then does Westlake have like a super fan, either a kid in the stands who leads the cheers or like somebody's grandpa that's been watching for years? Like who's the super fan of Westlake?
Malachi's mom. That's one for sure.
Malachi's mom. What's your mom's first name?
Rayani
Okay,
Leilua.
so we'll shout her out. What's she do? What does she do as a super fan, Malachi?
She, if when you're playing, she's the loudest one you can hear. You can hear her from across the field. You can hear her on the 50-yard line all the way to the 100-yard line.
Okay, awesome.
She is great. She's fun to have around.
Excellent. And I think I know the answer to this, but maybe you guys will surprise me. If you guys had a dunk contest in the gym after practice, who would win the dunk contest?
Me.
Sloan Sua.
Malik.
Malik's pointing to himself. Okay.
I'm just going to help you with that. It'd be Malik.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Malik's the highlight film in basketball too.
Yep. And I knew that. And he's a humble guy, but we all knew the answer to that. Boom. I think that was, who's the, coach, I'll ask you this question. Who's like the most smart coach on the field type kid other than these four? Give me somebody who's not here that's like, oh, this kid gets the game. Like he beyond his years, the X's and O's or whatever.
This year, that's not here. I don't know. Traxler's pretty good.
Okay.
He studies the game. He's pretty smart. Calvin last year for sure.
Okay.
He graduated, but this year we're going to again
some new guys.
Yeah, this year after camp. But that's
full evaluation pending until you actually see these guys hitting and stuff, right?
But these guys that you have on here today, they're the ones who I see. I'm still at school every day. I'm part of the athletic director's office, but I see these guys there when nobody else is there.
Yeah,
they're working hard. They're putting in the time. They're all working to be the best they can be. So those are the kind of guys that you count on being the kind of like the on-field coaches.
All right, and then last question, Cooper. What game on the schedule is probably, well, just tell me about week one because I don't want you to look ahead and talk about some other rival. Tell me about your excitement for week one. Remind me who the matchup is and what you're most looking forward to doing.
Well, week one, we play Highland at home. Last year, we played them at their home stadium, and that week I was kind of sick, so I didn't play the best, and their offensive tackle, he was talking some smack to me, so I'm looking forward to going against 63 again and giving him the work.
All right, love it. Thank you guys so much. That's Westlake. We'll be rooting for you guys, Coach Roskelley, Coach Ale, and all these guys. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you out there on Friday nights. It's
Sure,
the Rush Media Day. Thanks for being here. Quick break. Back with more right after this.